Well, there you are. Hey guys, it's your old Uncle Doug back from the dead. 77 days since I made my last video and had a great summer, a fantastic summer. Really, really worthwhile. But anyway, today we're talking about flat plane carving. But before we even talk about flat plane carving, I gotta tell you a story. By the way, it is 2 anniversaries for me. 10 years on this YouTube channel, which is amazing since I deleted my first one years before that. And 10 years as a wood carver. Now, how did I even start wood carving? 10 years ago, I was scrolling through YouTube and I came across this fella with a knife carving these little compact characters. And that was none other than Gene Messer. And I was so intrigued. I watched that video, I watched all the videos that went with it, and then continued to watch, and I got sucked in enough that I said, I'm going to try this. Because I know wood, I'm a carpenter, I have some experience of wood, but I never did anything fun like that. Like I built houses and furniture and cabinets and whatever, but the little smiling little faces on the little characters made me want to try it. So off I went. I was in the bushcraft world heavy at that time, and I had all these bushcraft knives. So I took a 4-inch bushcraft knife and I carved out a little flat plane character, and hindsight says he was atrocious, but I was hooked. I even remember sending Gene a picture of that carving, and Gene's a great guy and he's always going to be my guy, but he sent back a little thing. He says, now you can call yourself a wood carver. And I'm like, oh, I'm a wood carver. Anyway, needless to say, I was smitten, and I carved, and then something happened. And Gene was known as a flat plane wood carver, meaning basically just a knife. But something happened along the way when I started learning about other character carvers that I thought, I need more. I need to explore this world and start buying some extra tools like a gouge and a V tool and a proper carving knife. And that's what I did. And the results actually made my work look better. I started exploring guys like Mike Shipley, who had all the hillbilly characters and the Santa Clauses and stuff. I started carving more of the larger stuff than the little guys, and really enjoyed it. And did that for quite a while. And then Harley Russell. I discovered Harley Russell, and my goodness, that was a whole another tangent in flat plane carving. And I've carved, well, I won't say all of his carvings, but a lot of Harley's carvings, and they were great. But still, as I looked out on the internet and Instagram, I said, something's missing. I need more tools. So there again, went and bought more tools, and continued in the character carving world, and with some success, I guess. But eventually I said, well, there's more to this too. There's chainsaw carving. So what do? Went and got all the chainsaw carving gear and bought all the proper chainsaw tools and did some chainsaw carving. I said, that's just too noisy. At the same time, I dabbled with the Dremel and some power carving, and again, didn't care for that. But then I started seeing faces in wood. Alec Lacasse, for example, is my guy for faces in wood, and I said, I have to learn how to do that. So then we started with flat plane carving. We did some chainsaw carving, we did some power carving. Now we're doing realistic faces. Then I had to buy all the tools, a whole wall full of tools to get all the details in realism carving. And that was a lot of fun too. And I learned a lot, but what I really enjoyed the most was just finding the character in a found piece of wood that's not a 2x2 same every time. It was making things work, and that was a lot of fun, but there was still something missing. Then, as you know, I went off and did all these tutorials. I got into the 1x1 series, which was fantastic. I really loved the 1x1 series, but you know, after 38, I think it was 38 tutorials, I thought that I'm kind of stuck in beginner land. Is this all there is to this? Because most of those videos were knife only in a flat plane style. I thought, is this all there is? If so, I'm going to go back to faces, because I need more of a challenge. But with faces, I'm kind of locked into my workshop and can't really be mobile. It wasn't until this summer break I started revisiting some of the old flat plane carving and whatnot, and you know, Gene's, Harley's, Mike Shipley carvings, and I thought, these are excellent, but everybody can do these, or everybody is doing these. What's out there? And then I discovered a fellow named Charles Banks, and he has a book out. I'll show you here, and a very unique approach to flat plane carving, where he had still reverencing the flat plane carvers of the past, but adding movement and tilting of the heads and just a lot more movement. So that's what brings us to this video right here. Is this summer I got the opportunity to take a class with Charles. I went for one heck of a drive over to Minnesota to the North House Folk School. And folks, I don't care if you're not interested in wood carving, but they have all the Scandi folk art craft classes throughout the year. Highly recommend it. It is the most beautiful place to take a class, I think, in the world, as far as I'm concerned. Right on the shore of Lake Superior. They treat you right. We had pizza nights and little parties and stuff, and it was so fun to be with your own people. By the way, I should mention this too. I have never carved in 10 years a character carving with anybody. I've never even sat beside someone carving basswood with a knife, ever. So this was such a great trip. But Charles gave us the basics. He had some fishermen samples that we could copy and carve, and I did one, I'll show you at the table. But yeah, he taught us how to design characters going forward. But if you were to ask me what was my main takeaway, I don't know. But taking that class just made everything click for me, and I'm so hooked now. Anyway, that's enough of my flapping of my gums for now. Let's head over to North House and see what Charles says about flat plane carving. So the theme was fishermen, and the little flat plane fishermen. That's just amazing. And there's a few others around here. But what is a flat plane? We'll leave that to the expert here, Charles Banks, the man who wrote the book on flat plane carving. And Charles has one of the most unique, newer approaches to this style of carving. So I'm going to let him tell you what is flat plane carving.
All right. Hey everybody. Thanks, Doug, for the opportunity to try to share what flat plane carving is. It's a 150-year-old tradition of Scandinavian characters, Scandinavian influence characters, traditionally cut with one tool proficiency, as our mentor Harley Refsall would talk about. We like the idea that this is a tradition that we can carry on and carry forward, but you can't carve like the old timers carves, or you kind of do your own thing. And so, like an example of flat plane is cuts that are made with a knife, a single knife. I say you identify a start and a stop to a cut. You like to see flat edges and flat shapes, and yet when they're all put together, it still has what I would call Scandinavian roundness to it. So here's a little guy, a little character. The nice thing about Scandinavian flat plane carving is the cuts left behind are typically flat. They catch light really nicely, highlights and shadows. And it's a wonderful carving style. It's characters that you can cut one blank out. You can have 100 different characters made from one blank. And I would encourage you guys to get into it and see if it's something that you could pursue in your carving future. Thanks, Doug.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. No, this has been this week is going to change the way that I carve going forward. Like, it's just been amazing. And like I said, Charles is such a pioneer of this new styles. Like, just amazing characters. So I'm a big fan, and
Yeah. Come take a class.
come take a class. Yep. Where do you teach?
I work for Northhouse Folk School, Vesterheim Folk School in Decorah, Iowa, Northhouse here in Grand Marais. I work for the Swedish Institute in the cities of Minneapolis. I work for Milan Village Art School, and hopefully many more. Maybe I'll work for you guys.
There you go. There you go. Oh,
Thanks,
fantastic. No, this is obviously Northhouse Folk School, and yeah, it's been a great week. So these are some of my prized possessions here. There's a Gene Messer carving, and Charles gifted me this fella here. Look at the action in the beard and the hip stance and whatnot. So what I've been doing this summer is really having fun with these guys. This is the one I did in the class with the fisherman. I've got lots of other ideas to go with him, and Charles does too, and I may still carve some more fishermen. But look at the, how do I do, some of these fellas. Look at, see how they're, I should go this way. Just little different hips and stances. This guy's totally leaning on his side. This guy's just dead. He's dead. He died. He fell. He's got mud on his nose. It's my John Daly. Unintentional John Daly. But see what I mean? So anyway, all this to say, here's the old traditional guy. When we talk about a blank, that's a typical blank, roughed out, right? But I've been doing bigger pieces. These are 2 by 3 by 6, 7, 8 inches tall, and yeah. So that's where I'm at. But I was gonna say too, the 1x1 series that we did. This is flat plane carving. Now you heard Charles say flat plane carving. He the true Scandinavian flat plane carver that he is. He wants to only carve Scandinavian characters for now, at least, and that's great. And he also mentioned one tool proficiency. That's great. There's another whole school of American flat plane and so on, where you can use gouges and whatnot. What is whittling, you say? I don't know. Whittling, the old school whittling is like taking shavings off a stick, but I say flat plane carving is carving with just a knife, and I'm not opposed to adding some. I have nothing here that I didn't carve with just a knife, but I'm not opposed to hanging on to some dockyard tools to get some texture to some, I don't know, some trim or some beards or whatever. And yeah, flat plane carving is what you make it. Don't get caught up. The flat plane police aren't going to come and get you if you don't adhere to a one tool only. In fact, a true flat plane carver would probably say that this is over carved because I carved eyeballs, right? You see Charles and Gene, they both give place for eyeballs, but they don't carve the eyeball. And to me, that was one of the biggest challenges starting wood carving, was carving eyeballs. So I'm keeping it. I'm going to keep doing it. But anyway, that is my video for today. I hope you liked it. It feels kind of good to be back. I was paralyzed because I'm kind of working on another project, and when you have too much invested in another project, you kind of can't even go back and start what you want to do to get started into the project. So blah blah blah. That's my video. As you can tell, going forward, video styles are going to change. I'm not going to go into all the things about YouTube and whatnot, but I'm going to try some different styles of videos coming forward, and hopefully they'll be inspirational. Probably more inspirational than instructional. Yet we'll see. But good to be back, and I will catch you on the next one. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you when I see you. See ya.